You.
Hello, good morning, good
Morning in the
afternoon.
States.
Hello.
How
Good
you
afternoon and good
doing?
morning.
Good afternoon to everyone here in the UK, and we've got Dablo is in Greece, so it's good evening to you, Dablo. How is everyone?
Doing all
Hello,
right.
hello.
How are you, Dablo? Good to see you.
Good to see you guys.
Awesome to have you on the show. We're really excited about discussing everything you've got going on, and I know we touched base when we did the NFT show at the end of last year, and we had a little bit, but today we can really dig into a lot of the stuff that you've created, a lot of the things that you're doing at the minute. I'm like, one of these kind of crazy fans, as you know, all of your stuff.
You're
I love
such a fanboy. You're such a fanboy.
Yeah, I am a fanboy. Yeah, definitely. So it's a great pleasure for me to have you on the show, guys. You can see on the banner at the bottom of the screen here, we've got kitties are coming in the comments, right? So if you write kitties are coming, you're going to stand a chance to win one of Dablo's.
Two. We're going. We're going with the kitty first, then. All right. So
yeah,
all right.
Kitty first, and then we've also got two of those piggy punks as well. So we've got 3 NFTs we're giving away today. I will change the words after we've done the kitty, so you guys can get in on the pigs. But yeah, over to you, Ink. What have you been up to this week? First of all, before we delve into Dablo,
It's been a busy kind of week, catching up with work I'm finishing up on with the Drift project, and trying to get some art done for a few other things. But last couple of days have been a bit of a downer, and I'm not going to take up too much time with it, but I think at some point we are going to need to talk about cyberbullying and the awareness of these things, because it's affecting our community very badly right now. And again, I don't want to bring it down too much, but Naw is taking a break to be the more positive take on what is happening. But he's dealt with some really terrible stuff and threats, and someone's really vindictive. Someone's really terrible. It's pulled the community together. I like that it shows how strong everyone is together, but it hurts me to see still, regardless, because it kind of brings up some things I've dealt with as an artist in not the NFT space, but just in the art space online. And this is a problem. So I hope the right things are done for this to be better, and that this doesn't happen to any of us in such a way, because it's gotten too personal. It's one thing to have critics or haters. It's another thing to get personal threats on your life over drawing and things. So I hope after today things will be much better. But that's what's been going on with me. I haven't really been in the right space in the last 48 hours to prepare myself for positivity. But I'm going to try, because frankly, Dablo, I'm just so happy you're here. I think the last time we even talked like this was on Ben's show, right? Was it your show, Ben, that you did the large Lightmint group show? Yeah.
Yeah, it was very funny, and firstly, I'm very happy to be here too. I feel that we didn't have time back then in Ben's show. We will need more time. There were so many artists and.
It was one of those things. It was an extravaganza. I'm glad that everyone got their time, but now we can have everybody on over and over again and get to know everybody better, on a more personal standpoint, and get to know what they're doing. I think you've got a new collection now, so we're giving away one of these. I'm gonna pull up. Am I saying it right, Maniki?
Maniki.
Maniki. Okay. Sorry about that. I'm gonna share for anyone that hasn't seen them yet. this is the first in the collection. So tell us about it. Tell us about the Alley Cats. Uh-oh. Did he freeze?
Well, everybody knows this little cats in the Japanese and Chinese shops, the ones doing this.
Right.
I think it was funny to use this name because I really like the Japanese culture. And it's funny. And I choose this kind of cat, the Sphinx cat, because they are really badasses. And I like them a lot. So I decided to draw a lot in them. I draw all the stuff on my iPad, but actually the entire collection is generative art, which means an algorithm just choose between a lot of layers drawn and put the collection together.
Now this is your first stab at a generative collection, isn't it?
It is.
Would you consider yourself to be a computer programmer of any kind? Because I think that's what keeps me away from it, is that I don't really like looking at code and all that sorts of stuff. How did you find it being an artist adapting to something like that?
Look, I just wanted to try. Coding is actually something I don't know. It was my first experience, and it was really difficult in the beginning. It was like the matrix letter coming on my screen, and I didn't understand anything. I just have to call my friend Joban. He came and teach me some things, and with the basic things, I just follow some rules, and I create these things from my drawings. It was very hard, difficult, but I've been following a lot of. Like you said, I watch a lot of videos and read about it and
tutorials
how you
and
can
things.
make it. And it was a bit hard, but it's very. It was enjoyable.
They look great.
Yeah, thanks.
I love them.
For me too, they look great. So it's like it worth it a lot. All the time watching videos, reading about it, it worth it because now I have a really pretty new collection, entire new collections, 158 by the way.
So there's only going to be 158 of these.
There is actually. I'm gonna minting some of them from time to time.
Okay.
There is just 158, but there will be some special. I'll be releasing the roadmap for this collection in the following days. Whenever we have like 20% of 10% of this cat sell, I'm gonna release a special one. Like the one, I don't know if you see the Kitty Gangsta I made for Drift X. It was one of my best at the time. So I will make more of them for this collection. There will be like 10 of them.
Okay.
Once I release the roadmap, everybody could read about it. And there will be some of them as well for airdrops for the holders.
Well, I think that considering that you are not a coder, I know, what I would like to do is kind of delve into your artistic journey as well, because we didn't really have time to talk about that. So I think it gives us a very good idea of how you've kind of got to where you are. But first off, I mean, considering you're not a coder, I think these are super badass. There's people putting in the comments here that these are amazing, and they are. They're really.
Yeah, thanks everybody for the comments.
This is gonna explode, dude. Get ready for stellar punk board type excitement. That's what I say. Like honestly, these are so cool.
I've been working a lot. I've been working my
Piggy Punks honestly, Piggy Punk should still be considered like an Apex collection because it's your original collection. Like
I'm still loving them. I'm still making some of them. I just released a new one a couple of days ago. I didn't put it even for action, nothing. But I just want to tell the people of Piggy Punks are on.
We're gonna make sure.
I love them.
The Dablo collections get real attention because it's like just ridiculous. Like I've seen some of Ben's comments how he's like, oh, it's great that everyone else is like gets a lot of attention, but I do feel like you have this sort of like you're just like sort of over here, just like doing this, right? Like just waiting, you know. You've been, I could see it, you know. You're not worried about it, you know. And here it is, you know. These alley cats, to be honest, dude, they're just they've got an attitude. That's what I like.
Thanks. I've been working a lot for it, and I really tried my best. And it was thanks to you, Ben, and now that thanks to him, I've seen this generative art, what he was doing. It just inspired me so much. It's so cool. His work is, he was doing so good. That's why I decided I got to do something like this. I won't be No, because No is one of the best. I really admire this guy, and he's so nice guy. By the way, I'm sending all my support. No, we all are with you.
Yeah,
I didn't mean to interrupt you though, Ben. Before I appreciate everything.
No, I think it's a quite an interesting conversation, and I know that today's quite an emotional day as well, because I feel very much the same. I think I recorded like 8 voice notes, and then I was like, I need to put something on Twitter, and I'm still like, you know, in a place where my head's at a scramble. So when you said about, you know, the last couple of days have been quite, you know, a turmoil for you, I only woke up to this today. Yesterday was my wife's birthday. Halfway through Friday, I kind of shut down. I'd seen
happy late birthday to your wife. I hope you guys had a good time.
Yeah, we had a great time. Thank you. But yeah, so I've been seeing these things on different threads, Discord, etc., and I've been trying to manage that. But then I didn't know the escalation, and I only saw the escalation today. So to me, it's really raw. And yeah, I just think that it's really, you know, what's the wonderful thing about these collections to me, whether it's your punks or whether it's the piggy punks or whether it's the kitties, is that they do bring us together, all right, and they do show this unity that is definitely there. I think, you know, sometimes I feel like packing my bag up and thinking you know, I don't want anyone to be enduring hate, you know, victimized. I know that you've been through a very similar ordeal, Andrew, and
it's not even terribly similar. Like this thing that's going on with Na, and I don't want to get too far into it. This is on another level from some of the things that I've experienced recently. I had a thing on Instagram years ago that was just horrible, and that's not for now. But so it reminds me of this. But I walked away. You know, I was in a period of my life where I just said, I'm not going to play these games. I'm not going to engage. I'll just walk away from it. And other things were more important. And this is different. This is very different. You know?
Yeah, it is different. And like I said, there's a horrible undertone. Like you said, when it starts becoming it's our partners or our wives or our family and this kind of thing. And you know, there's absolutely no need. We're going to have differences. I mean, I ban people on a daily basis from threads. I've got my little hate group that hate me. You know, they hate me because I just believe in cutting out FUD and everything straight away before it even manifests. But you know, I can handle that. I mean, I've got my face here. People know who I am, my name, etc. But when it starts, if someone started becoming, you know, vile, in terms of like to my family and things, it's a different ball game. That's not us being in a blockchain innovative space trying to bring, you know, new ideas, creations, and these artistic collections to bring unity and togetherness. This is like really unsettling. And I think, like you said at the start, without putting too much of our time today on it, I feel that the leaders in this community have to come together and stamp this out and say, there's not one single space for bullies, for people that think that threats of violence and everything within Stella is going to be accepted. Totally. And the more that we push that out as a message to people and say, we will not tolerate this, you know, there's always a way that we can be adults and we can use our intellect to come to a solution of things without threatening my wife or my daughter over something that happens over an NFT or something happens in crypto.
Yeah, it's like it's silly. It's over art. We're talking about some art and people are just trying to have fun. Now, there's a lot of money that can be involved. That's the truth of it. But regardless, this is about having a positive outlook on everything involved in this space. You know, artists and the people that like art, that's a thing that has its own world. It's its own living organism. just like any of this stuff. And artists are really some are more tough skinned than others. But a lot of us aren't exactly here to be like in the forefront of things all the time and do all this sort of interacting. Artists just want to do their art, share it, and do their next piece of art. It's not it gets really tough when they have to sort of fight to do their art. That's not helping, for some people. It's just So we'll see what happens now. I think it's one of those things where we're going to look back and see that we've made really good changes in the future, from this point on. So anyway,
with that being said, that's a good thing for us to draw a line underneath that, because we want to really be delving into Dablo today, because I'm so, like I said, such a fanboy.
I don't want to ruin Dablo's day for
correct.
But not at all. Happy to help. No.
We all I think we just needed to put that message out, saying we are unified. We don't stand for that shit. We on this show and the guests that we have on board, etc., are all pulling for Nor, and we're supporting, and we're wanting to build that unification on the network. Can
I actually just, it's a short little story, and I think it's about transparency and talking about things when we're talking about now about sort of butting heads and confusion and things of that nature. And Dablo's, I know he's smirking here. When me and Dablo first started interacting, we had a little bit of a misunderstanding. It was a misunderstanding on my part. I was actually in a very bad place that week. Emotionally, I was dealing with some stuff that was grief related. I had another guy playing mind games with me at that time, to be honest. And I won't go too much into that, but it poured over. It poured over to a man who was just trying to show some admiration and respect to my collection. So he made a sort of stellar punk, piggy punk, minted it, told me about it, said all this stuff, and I took it wrong. I took it really wrong because I didn't see it right that day, and I thought I was being ripped off, and that wasn't the case. It really it was really, really, really wrong of me to not take it the way I should have initially, because I wasn't in the right space to begin with, and I'm sorry, it's one of those things.
I made my mistakes as well, so I didn't ask for it.
But it wasn't a huge deal. I feel I made a bigger deal out of it than it should have been. So you're a good guy, and you're a really talented artist, and
thanks a lot.
I got to know you better after that, and I wish I hadn't got to know you better because of it. I wish that I had just seen it differently, but I was dealing with something else that was really stupid. And
but I really don't care where it started. The thing is where we take it. And
right, but that's my point. So we had that look at where we are now. We find a way. It's not always doom and gloom, and people have these sort of chips on their shoulder, or this is my collection, and it's sometimes that can be just thrown aside, and then everybody understands each other. When you're normal human beings, that helps. It helps to have a level head. So just as a moment of sort of transparency and in the history of how some things come together, me and him, I didn't know what was going on there, and it was wrong. I made a mistake. So I'm very happy that we're here now, talking the way we are, and that
me too.
It's just really cool. So let's move forward now. Let me ask you this. If I could figure out what that is. Do we know? Okay, so we got everybody talking about kitties are coming. Will the cat that you're giving away, is that already in the collection, or will that be one to be minted?
No, I'm gonna mint a new one.
Okay, all right, because I just wanted to make sure it wasn't something I could show off at the moment. So we'll move on from that. That was.
I would love to get some of the actual collection, but the thing is, all of them are actually for auctions. So I could.
Right. Yeah, they're all up now, and I'm going to be bidding, and I think other people should be too. Can we talk a little bit about your wood cut art?
What cut?
I don't really know.
Before we go on to that, Andrew, can we get a kind of? Can you give us this growing up and kind of your introduction into like art, so people can kind of see like where you come from, and then we go on to the woodcut. Sorry to interject, but then we can.
Ben, you're right. You're putting us right back on track. Let's hear a little background about Dablo, please.
Okay. What can I say? Everything started there when I was a kid. I always loved to draw. I draw a lot. I used to do more drawings than do my actual stuff in school, and I decided to study fine arts. I went to the university in Bolivia, but the situation wasn't that good. I've been learning a lot, but there was some stuff. Anyway, the educational system never liked me. I decided to migrate to Europe because I think I would have better opportunities here, and that was really true. Just came in Spain, started working as a illegal immigrant, and I got my papers after a couple of years. I started studying again in university, but not like a normal studying. I was just like an invited student. It's like something that they works in Spanish college. You went to one class and talk with the teacher and says, okay, I want to learn, but just your class, and you pay your credits just for this class.
Right.
So you follow the whole year and learn just things that you really like it. And I love this kind of learning because I decided to learn everything about etching, which was my favorite thing back in Bolivian university. And I've been doing woodcut, proper etching with metals and lithography with etching and stones and things like this. I really like the printing. You can print a lot of, or not like copies, because theoretically in etching you make like the base, and then you print a series of, it's like NFTs, you print a series of art. And this is, this is the woodcut. I've been, this is actually wood, actual wood. You cut it with some special knives and take out some parts of the wood, so you could put ink on it and print a lot of prints of it. But usually you have to put a number on it, so you could sell every one of the.
It's just amazing,
like an NFT collection, yeah.
If you had told me you had done this on wood, like I wouldn't have thought that originally. I see it, like the texture, but like something about my eyes tells me that you did that. That it wasn't wood that gave it that texture, but that it was like the ink, or that you know, it's just
it's good.
It's so intricate. It's so well done that my eyes go, that's on paper, and it isn't. And I think that's one of the things I love the most about art, is when my eyes are tricked, you know.
Yeah. So can I ask a question as a non-artist there? So, you know, is there a certain type of wood that you would need to use? Do you kind of go to a store and buy, you know, blocks of wood, or is this like I have some wood and off I go?
There is special woods for do this. There's better woods like are more like a softened, so you could work better on them. But the case is those, especially those ones, I made it a couple of years here in Greece. where there's no, in the town I live, actually, there's no pretty much stuff like material for art. So I just pick it up some normal wood, and I work on it. It's not like you could do it with any wood if you want. It has to be just a proper size. I think not too thick, but not too.
Really, I think like the difference between like softer woods and like the more harder ones, like does that make any sort of difference to you? Do you find like the pressure that you have to apply?
Yeah, because you have to cut it and take out some things. So the white things are things that you take out of the wood, and the black things are the ones that remains. So when you put ink on it, the ink is just been put it on top of it. So you use it for printing. It's the basic principle for printing when they started printing, and back in 500, I don't know, when they printing things, they used in wood or after stones to do that. But the process is almost the same, not the same, because you use some acids to burn some of the stone. Sounds very weird, but it's a simple process.
It's a chemical reaction.
So
transferring one image over to another place.
A hard wood is hard to work, so you have to choose a softer woods. Now you could use some another plastic products, and there's some more materials to work on it, but you work as the same as woodcut, and then you could call it woodcut actually, but it's not. It's like a kind of plastic. So
it's not wood, so it's sort of interesting.
The printing is the objective is the printing.
So this etching in, you talk about like you start getting into metal as well. So I'm interested in this stone, and I mean you did like this wood, and then so like with a stone, how does that even work?
Well, the stone is a chemical process. You do the same. You draw on top of the stone. You have to prepare it a lot. It has to be pretty clean, and then you draw on it. You draw with oil pen or with some oil colors. So when you burn it with acid on top of the drawings, the drawing just acquire a quality that just stick on the ink sticks on the parts you draw and not in the parts that get burned with the acid. So you could print with it after applying a bit of ink on the stone. You could print on top.
Wow.
It's like a very different process. It's really a bit hard to explain, but it's one of the best things I did in my life. It's really, really nice. I didn't touch. It's very weird when I say it, but these stones are kind of soft thing. When you prepare it and it's just pretty plain, you touch it. It's like you're touching one of the softest things in the world, but it's hard. It's a stone.
Yeah, right.
But this is so nice. That's where I fell in love with arts, and I decided to become an artist, and I say I got to do these things for a living. I've been trying a lot of time with it, and it was hard because nobody buy arts for unknown.
So the art market in Greece really a struggle?
It is everywhere. I think for me it was everywhere. The only thing I found that I could live on was on tattoo. I love tattoos from the back in Bolivia. I wanted to have some tattoos, but I didn't have enough money for it. When I came to Spain, I met one of my best friends. He was working in a tattoo studio as a piercer. He told me they need someone who knows how to draw these things when I come. And I tried, and I like it a lot. I love it. And I've been trying this for like 7 years until I kind of become an apprentice, because it's very hard to do. And then after kind of a couple of years more, I become a pro, and I started working for other guys there in Spain and Bolivia by myself. And then I came Greece, and then back to Spain. I've been all around, and I decided to open a studio here 2 years ago, and it was going well. I'm still here and going well, But last year was this thing with the NFTs. I discovered, and I met these Nuna guys, which were here over Greece, and they told me that you got a really nice piece of work here. You should mint some of this and make something like this. And NFTs are these things. They
I'm
just
forever
showed
grateful to
Ella.
them for being the bridge that brought you here, because
Yeah.
your work is fantastic, dude. Like, you're right. This is what pro work looks like. These are perfect lines, and it's all the line work, and
Those are actually markers.
yeah,
This
I
is
know.
paper, and this is a lot of work.
It's so much work, and I am, if anything, a lazy artist, because at some point I stop, and I am trying to get myself to this point where I keep lining. I stop after a while, and I go with more blocking sort of imagery with my ink work. But this is just this kind of work, man. I could stare at it all day. So
it takes a lot. Lining is sometimes it's boring, but it relaxes me. It's just I keep working on it on top of it hours,
right.
and it just gets me relaxed. So it's a good thing. I've
I'm
started
trying
with
to find that.
Yeah,
How
the
it
blocking is
relaxes me.
actually something that I've been doing lately on the iPad, because it allows me to block faster and better.
Yeah.
But before that, I used just lines so I could fill the gaps as quickly as I can.
Yeah.
There's the two different things, but I think lining is something I really, really want to get in. It's it just make you feel more
Yeah, Ben, I've noticed.
real.
Sorry, I don't mean to interrupt, but Ben, you own all
Yeah.
his good art.
Yes, I've said to Dablo that anytime anything's come in, knock my door. Yeah, then I get.
Like,
I
you've got
said,
you're sitting on like priceless pieces of artwork. Like,
as soon as I was spending some time trying to fathom out how the competitor platforms to Lightmint were working, right?
Yeah.
There's like Stellar NFT, I think it is, or something. I can't really remember. But I was just like, and I was like, no way, what's this? And as soon as I saw it, that woodcut, I was like, no way, hang on a second, this is Dablo, I'm sure it is. And then, as soon as like the connection was made, that was it. Then I said, right, I need to try and buy. I didn't know how the platform worked, but I said, I need to buy this. What else have you got that's like this? And then it's like these. I said, right, I need get my hands on all of these, because I was just like a lot of people putting in the comments, this is just another level. And I remember speaking in Nor's group, and I thought maybe it might be seen as out of place because it's Nor's group, but like Dablo is my favorite purely in the fact is, if I need anything that you
Thanks
do, and you do, Andrew, I know you're the man that does that stuff. If it's anything to do with comics, and I mean, you've got the painting stuff, and you've got so many angles to that, but you're, to me, the comic dude. If I need stuff like that, there's no one that I know that's any better than that. Then you
my
have
point is, you put Dablo in comics, and I'm out of a job.
No, well, I think that this is
that's just the way I see it. That's just like, this dude, is amazing. Like, but that's what I love about being an artist and other art, is that like we can sit here and go, you're great, you're great, you're great. And then I can go, well, thanks for saying that I'm great, but this dude's way better than me. And that's just how I feel.
But for me, it's a Nor and you are like held on pedestals by me, right? You guys are like world-class artists that do, Nor, when he does like this pixelated stuff, and I just like look at it and think, how's this dude knocking this out? And then he does a hand drawn, and you think, holy shit, his hand drawns are like this, world class level. His pixelated stuff is, but then he does like these funny games, and he's always innovating. And so you guys are here, but then like I think like Dablo, every time I see something, I'm like, shit, that's good. And it's like almost, I mean, we speak about it in the drift team all the time, and we say, they say to me, who the hell is this dude that you found? And I'm like, oh, that's Dablo again. And they're like, what? Like from the woodcut to the pigs. And then, you kind of have this weird where almost, the Alien Overlord was another great piece that you did. And the what's his name? The Octopuppy, which are just completely random.
When I saw Octopuppy, it was a double take. I was like, is this a new collection? Who made this? And I was like, wait a minute, that's Dablo's profile. I was like, all right, cool, great. I wasn't like, I'm not downplaying it. It was just sort of like, oh, good, he's branching out. We're gonna get to see who knows what he's gonna make now. It's like,
yeah, exactly. I think that diversity to me, where it's like any chance, Dablo, can you help us out with such and such and such and such, and the humility, how humble Dablo's been, and the broad spectrum. I think there has to be you three guys, and there are some. Don't get me wrong, there are very, very close people, but you three guys for me are like, the top three incredible artists, mind-blowing artists on the network. Really, really, are. And I think now this is the time I think Dablo takes his seat at the table in that conversation, where this new set is going to attract eyeballs, but then people are going to look at his other work and think, this guy's actually on fire, because a lot of people miss the tattoo detailing on the pigs. They look at the pigs, a lot of people do a funny hat, but they miss the tattoo.
And you threw one of those alley cats on one of those pigs at some point. I just noticed that in the collection that you had the cats on there.
Alley cat with a tattoo piggy bank tattoo.
I think you've been hinting at this for some time, and then that we've all been blissfully unaware because everyone's just been so like enamored with other things. You're gonna swoop in and strike, and everyone's gonna be like, oh, how many of his pieces of art did I just buy in the last week? Oh, all of it. Look, I'm gonna try to stay away from it. I keep getting outbid on boards. So, I feel like I'm gonna lose out on alley cats now. So I'm gonna try to get one. I can guarantee you, people will be fine.
Thanks for that. Thanks.
I think so.
And, it wasn't a project that I've been thinking a lot about. I came up with the idea to make a generative art last year, about December, but I didn't know exactly what would be the subject.
It kind of freaked me out.
Yeah, but I've been working the whole month in January, like just and the designing the cats, and just designing the cats, like 3 weeks fully of work. And most of the real drawings went in the last 2 weeks. But I've been working until too late, and even in the morning sometimes before work, during the work when I don't have a tattoo or something, I was just drawing all day long.
So you're still doing tattoos regularly?
Yeah, sure. It's my world. That's your world. Work. I love to do tattoos. I want to stop with this. I really like it. That's why I put some tattoos on all my NFTs. It's like,
are any of your have you found that any of that world is coming over to the? Do you see any of it in your eyes that other tattoo artists may be taking to NFTs? Do your clients know anything about what you're doing online? Do they care?
I don't know if some of these tattooers I know, and I've been met in conventions, trying to do NFTs. We all gonna lose our works, but these are tremendous. They're really, really good in drawing and painting and doing everything. So if they get their hands on something like this, it would be really, really great. I hope this guys like the tattoo stuff on it. It's like tattoo is what give to me the versatility to work, because every single client is a different thing. They are asking for many different things. You have to do realism, you have to do dotism, line
cartoons,
work.
line. Well, see, this is what I'm thinking about. Like I don't think I have the confidence to put lines on someone's skin, and to have that sort of confidence and patience and steady hands, I think that puts you in another place, and I think it puts a lot of tattoo artists in another place if they do other art, because it's such careful work. You're working. This is like you got one shot. This is it, isn't it? For the most part.
Yeah, that's not like 100% of the time is one shot, but yeah, it's like 80% of the time is one shot, and you have to be very careful. But you just have to get these skills. It's like it comes with years of practicing and years of being confident in yourself. And a lot of times I just feel like I'm not good enough. I just opened the shop 2 years ago, and I've been tattooing for like 13. It's like now I feel confident, so I could say I'm gonna support my work, and I'll say, okay, now I work for myself because I believe in what I'm doing now. But still, sometimes I feel like I made a mistake. I could see some smile point, and
right, yeah.
Nobody see it, but I see it, and it's like, damn it, again. Now it's like
I did that 5 times this week.
It's the hard work.
I can't imagine
when
doing
you
it.
Just get it. It's like, yeah, that's the best thing.
I just can't imagine it. Like I've done that. Like I did that a bunch of times already in stuff that I've minted, and I go, oh, it's like tiny. It's minuscule. Of course I see it. I'm the one that did it. But I can't imagine having that feeling like, oh, that's on someone's back, and they don't see it. It's the most tiny little imperfection that we could possibly make, I guess, right? But that's how delicate our minds can be when it comes to our art, and I think
yeah, sure. But sometimes that make it human. We're all human beings, so there's small mistakes. I've just been watching a lot of tattoos of very, very famous artists and in the tattoo industry, and there's some of small, very, very small, not like mistakes, but just some things that are not in the place that should be. And it's perfectly human. It's normal. It's good. They work so good that you don't say, I think, okay, it's just something like nobody is gonna watch because the whole piece is so great that nobody cares for 2 or 3 dots on the other spot.
Maybe that's the point, right? Isn't it that art and people, there is no real term for perfection. You can feel like something feels perfect, right? But really what we're looking at is, sort of translation, of people to art to, it's interesting to be a part of all the time and to see different people's takes on it. It's really something else. Should we, how are we doing on the kitties are coming? Should we be giving away kitty and moving on to?
There's only 11 entries. Should we give it one more minute? If you haven't already, if you're listening, there's 18 people on live and there's only 11 entries that are picked up. If you haven't already, kitties are coming. Right.
I think we got everybody wrapped up in watching and they stopped typing.
Yeah, definitely. Engrossed.
I started showing off all that crazy line art from this guy Dablo. I don't know who he is. I hope he takes off. He's a good kid.
Right, so we're going to go for the.
Where is everybody? Did they wander out? They went to go get lunch. Kitties are coming. Let's give that a couple more minutes, and maybe who won last week? Who's been snagging them up? Mr. T. Let's hope Mr. T doesn't snag up the rest of these NFTs.
At least, There's been a few people double up, hasn't there, on our shows? I think that we've had Michelle as well. I think Michelle won.
I'm gonna quickly share the 2 piggy punks I'm gonna have up on offer.
Okay.
Since we've got a little bit of a lull in the conversation, and they're early. I'm giving away number 8 in the collection. It's got Nuna on the ear. We got a teardrop. He's been to prison. It's whatever. It's fine. Don't judge this pig. All right. He's a beautiful creature. And very early in the collection. So that's number 8. It's awesome. And let's see here. How do I get to... Oops, I shouldn't have done that.
Mr. T, loyal homies get rewarded. Yeah, that's right. It's right.
Yeah. I think he's cheating.
Oh, that one's cool.
And Piggy Punk, number 26. This one's cool. I really like this one. The Umbrella, Lumen Swap, Stellar, Nuna.
All the projects, yeah.
One thing, while we're talking about your involvement, with Nuna, and I'll be talking more about this on the Lumen Swap show later on, but Vlad has actually, I think Vlad has a soft spot for Nuna, right? I don't know where it's originated, but he does.
Really?
We all have some.
Well, we all do. I mean, we're all trying to figure that out.
But he's earmarked Nuna to be one of the first projects that are identified with his new community governance software. So essentially giving the power of the power of Nuna to the community, should they wish to pursue that, which is really exciting. So creating it into a DAO where the community are going to get to have a contribution towards the direction. And he's going to be Nuna's earmarked as one of the first projects that they're going to be allowing that to happen with next month. So there's big things going to be coming down the track.
That's exciting. That's cool. That's great. That's all right.
So it's a really big thing. It's a really big thing for those guys. I spoke to Ellie and is it Monet? Monet?
Yeah, Monet.
Yeah.
I spoke to those guys in a meeting about something different, but they're really cool people as well. So I'm hoping that along with yourself, Dablo, that the project of Nuna can start really being climbing and being successful, and everything that it's aspiring to do.
They're really nice guys. I told you before, they helped me in the beginning. I've been looking for my place in NFT worlds and different platforms and blockchains, and they should say, come on, you're a stellar guy, you have to do it here. And actually Nuna was the one that found my first Albedo wallet. And with this XLM, I started minting the first Piggy Punks, which I'm immediately sold. So it was really, really nice experience to be part of this, like a resident. And pretty happy to have met them in person, because you don't have many opportunities to meet some.
This is really it is really one of those things that I think we really were cherishing early on. And I think we need to look at again is that we're all across the world. The three of us are in very separate, different parts of the world. And here we are talking at the same time. We've got over a dozen other people here, and everyone else that we interact with on a daily and weekly, monthly basis. It's unbelievable. It's really special that the internet can do this, that this is what it should be for, is this kind of coming together of all different backgrounds, and places. So kitties are coming. We've got 12 entries.
Yep. Here we go.
Someone's going to get very lucky. Good glow keeps coming up.
Whoa.
Nice.
Wow. Well done. Great news. So you have one of these brand new
congratulations
kitties. All the rest of us are bidding on the auction, and you've got one that's going to be minted fresh for you.
He deserves it. Frankly, if anyone's going to have one of these, it's Jack. He's going to
Jack. I'm so glad that this is guy. One of the other two guys that really, really helped me a lot in this community. First, Jack. He was the one who started to retweet my them in the beginning, the very beginning. It was a lot of support. Even
he is the art supporter. He shares it all.
He's really good. And then of course Ben that just pushed me to my release me and say, come on, you can't do it better than this. Come on, you can't do it. Just do it. I need this. I need more. He just believed in me. So it was very I say, okay, there's some guys that really believe that I could do it. So I'm gonna try my best, and I give it a shot, and I'm very happy about it. So thanks to you, Ben, and thanks to you, Jack. I'm really happy you got this. That's for you. I'm gonna send you a very, very good one.
Oh, it's gonna
Super
be
cool,
special.
super cool. I'm delighted. I really am, and I think it's as I said before. Andrew's another one. I know that he's obviously the host of this show, but I think over the time since his first punks and everything, the work that he's doing in painting and oils and fantasy, and this latest gangsters that he's done for Drift. I mean, the work that's gone into that, and I know it's been extremely draining and that, but I mean, it's just amazing to see this a friendly pressure, let's call it a friendly pressure to realize you guys' potential in what you do and now you're seeing it and everyone is going, holy shit, this is like really, really cool. And with the generative stuff, you're pressing out from your own artistic, set of skills to doing some coding and some crazy other stuff. And I think it's just amazing where you guys are heading. It really is.
I think that's what I like about it too.
It's an honor to be associated with you all. Okay, should I change the banner?
Hog Wild.
What's this one? Sorry.
Hog Wild.
Hog Wild.
Yeah.
Okay. I shall get on it.
So yeah, we'll get that going.
Oh, also, Dablo, while you're there, are you still thinking of like the other thing that we spoke about? The
other thing.
Google. Are you still thinking about maybe having a look at some NFTs in that area?
What are we talking about?
It was talking about like almost a 3D. I don't really understand it fully, but almost like a 3D kind of NFT set or something or other.
Yeah, I've been learning a bit about how to make them look like 3D. I think it's gonna take a while because it was hard.
Are you messing around with like ZBrush or something like that?
Not really, not yet. I'm not really ready for that. Just draw. Yeah, it's very, very complicated. To discover the generative art and coding and all these things. And if I put something else in my mind, it's just gonna blow up. So I'm gonna start to draw in like more 3D. It's not like more. It's a bit more complicated, but it looks good. I need some more colors and especially work more with lights on top of the
light. Light is like everything for that sort of extra dimensional feel.
Yeah. So this is exactly what I'm working on. But it's gonna take a while.
Interesting. Well, that's a lot of teasing for a lot of stuff that I don't really know anything about. So, maybe Dablo will be breaking brains, left, right, and center. I look forward to it, dude. You're just you just go right ahead and just take the whole thing over. It's fine,
I think Jack, you still proud. I think you should still enter this Hog Wild. By the way, I'm just reading the comments. Sorry, I'm just adding.
He's sitting out.
But maybe if you win the second one, then you do something good with the second one that you win. I would always say that, give it away, or yourself, or maybe just I don't know, maybe do something fun with it. But go in for the competition, always try and win. We're just messing with people. It's
just because I give Mr. T a hard time about winning everything doesn't mean that people can't.
Yeah, it's normally my mate Dave in Slovenia. Dave normally anything he puts his bloody XD crypto, I think his tag is
XD crypto. I mean, if he was here today, he'd be winning.
Yeah, he's always he appears and he wins.
So we are missing a couple people, but that's all right. It's just very funny. Some people have that luck factor, like they just put their name into something and it just comes right up. Yeah. There's nothing you can do about it. It's interesting to see that.
Okay, guys, 2 more minutes for the Hog Wild.
Hog Wild, that's for Piggy Punk 08.
Okay, let's get ready to share that one.
Yeah, I had it up before.
I've got.
So while we're talking about that, bring that up here. There it is. There's number 8.
I've showed this one. Sorry, they're probably seeing Hog Wild on the screen.
Oh shoot! There we go. No, you're good.
Okay,
that's fun.
let's go.
Yeah, let's go. Do it.
Yay! I'm so
Almost,
happy. I'm
almost.
so happy.
I wonder what my face looked like there in that moment, because I feel like I was like,
It stopped on Mr. T, and I was like, no, don't do it.
Mr. T kept like wafting back and forth, just being an ever threat in the.
So
congratulations.
Number 8 is over to you, Color Addict. Thank you very much.
All right,
Finally,
congrats.
in capitals, finally, you've got one. And it's a great one.
She said earlier how she would win one day, and today's that day. It's amazing how instant that can happen. One day, it turns out to be today. So,
so do you have a term that you want me to put in for the last one?
Let's just, I don't know, piggy bank.
Yeah.
Because I know that was the original idea, is that's like, it's a little bit of a play on their piggy banks, and
piggy banks.
These are savings. I think they are savings. I think anyone that I really
hope so for the people who just bought them.
This is what I wanted to talk to you about. I think we need to really get it done, and Jack's in the crowd. We were doing that thing, right? We decided our little misunderstanding turned into a mix-up project.
Yeah,
that first one, I then did my take on it, or no, Jack did his take on it. Then Jack sent it over to me, and I put in like a mutant zombie punk growing out the back, and then Noah did his part.
He made it perfect.
And he was supposed to mint it at some point, and we wanted to do this thing that was like a collection for artists to come together on Lightment and put their own take on one piece and turn it into this growing piece. And I remember this was actually a thing when NFTs started to gain traction last year, before everyone got really obsessed with Bored Apes and Pixel Punks. There was this collection, I can't remember the name of it, but artists were taking, it was one design, and then an artist was going to put their stamp on it, and it was like 20 artists, and then they kept, every time it got bought, an artist or the owner would put their stab on it, and then it would resell. And that collection was very popular, and then it kind of, I think it fell off from the hype of everything else. But there's something about that, right? That idea that it changing hands from artists, and it becoming not just one person's interpretation or vision, but multiple visions. I would really like to get that going and turn that into a real collection.
I will love it. It was like the original idea of all this, who caused all this problem, was this, that try to interact with some other artists and learn about the process. So
I think we need that again.
Something in the middle of like using the style pranks and some of the now, I could put it together and make it something bigger, and then send it to the next, and he could add something that they own, or the other artist, the next artist, or something like this. That we all cooperate and some new.
So like my point is like, even if it's not that one, because now with some things
of course,
going on, we should figure out how we do this. I think that would be great, to get other artists together and get everybody sort of working on that, and finding each other. I think it's necessary. I think it'd be really good. You say your internet was dying, Ben?
Yeah, I'm. Can you hear me?
Yeah, you're here.
Okay, yeah, my internet is having like flashing up saying my connection's dying. So
okay, well let's
I've said Piggy Punk now. So if you guys write Piggy Punk in as quick as you possibly can, I'll do this.
Piggy Punk.
It seems to be clearing up now, and it seems to be okay again. But if it dies, then you might have to just randomly pick someone out of the comments.
That's okay.
We've got a few people coming in now.
Yeah, they're saying it now. Yeah, cool. We'll figure that out because I think that'd be a lot of fun, and I think collectors will enjoy it, too, because then they're getting something. It'd be great if we could keep it as affordable as possible. That way it's not like well, somehow, whether we set base prices on them or whatever, because I think some people are getting priced out of getting some cool art from certain artists, and maybe if we can figure that out in some way, or we just let them fly, whatever.
Okay, I'm totally in. I like this.
No, I know you are.
Collaborations are great for me. They make me feel like excited just to see what happened with this.
Even just some fun, yeah. Renegade.
Yeah.
Renegade,
Cool.
that's great. We've had 3 different winners. I'm delighted that I managed to get that.
Okay, so the Piggy Punk winners, just DM me on Twitter, and I'll send them over later. And
Jack doesn't have to. Yeah, I have Jack, so I will send him directly.
Yeah, Jack's. That's fine.
Okay.
Awesome.
Well, I want to say thank you very much to you people, you loyal people that keep coming in every Sunday and listening to us. I think.
Yes, thank you so much. Oh, Ben is having a little bit of internet problems, but I feel the same way if you can't hear him at the moment, or if I'm talking over him, I suppose.
Yeah,
but
I'm very happy and surprised that my internet didn't go down this time, so I'm quite happy.
Yeah, it's good. We've had some of those problems. Like I think like 1 week I was even having some internet issues, and it'd be good to have you on regularly, dude. That'd be really fun, And Ben kicked himself out, but yeah, there he is.
Come back. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I'm looking forward to seeing some work from you guys that collaborative pieces. I think that'll be super cool, and also looking forward to the success. I think one of the things that both of you guys have is a real, like I say, a humble nature where you're happy to try and get your artwork to a lot of people at a reasonable price. There's a lot of networks charging obscene amounts of money. I just looked at the reserves on those amazing kitties and thinking 300 XLM is nothing, as a reserve for those. So I'm really hoping that people get behind them and we see them become really popular. And the same with you, Ink. It's good to know that even though you're super successful, etc., a lot of your artwork is still accessible to a lot of people. And if you're doing a collaborative piece, and those
we're missing the game.
Oh, we lost him again.
I'm gonna go. Right.
All right, you go. Kick your things out. Sorry, Ben.
Thanks a lot, Ben. Thanks a lot.
Thank you, Ben. Thank you, buddy. Everyone gets it. Thank you so much, dude. Yeah. And everyone, like Ben was saying, thank you so much for tuning in every week and coming here and spending an hour with us. Dablo, I know you come on and watch too. If everybody could like and subscribe if you haven't, share it. That helps.
Good idea. Subscribe and
really, I really appreciate every single one of you guys. It's been a real roller coaster of good stuff and not so good stuff. But the point is that we all really want to have fun and be, we're just people. Like Dablo said, we're just silly little people that are looking to make some art. So, man, I just I'm really happy that we did this today because I feel like we don't talk enough, and thank you for coming on and finding the time.
Andrew, it's a pleasure for me being here. You can imagine I was very nervous, but I'm feeling very, very good now. There's a lot of excitement about it. Ben was talking a lot about me. You have to do it. It was a lot of support from his part. Jack, no. A lot of people I'm just forgetting now. Just helping me to be here now, and I'm very glad. And I said every viewer and every person who just helped to get me here. And thanks from the bottom of my heart. Thanks.
I feel the same way.
Family, everybody. Thanks a lot.
I hope everyone's doing well because the last time we talked, some of your kids weren't feeling too great, and I hope you guys are all healthy and happy and safe. So.
Yeah. No, it's everything is cool. Thanks a lot for.
Well, I'm going to call it here. Thank you, everybody. Remember, just contact us on Twitter for the giveaway stuff, and we'll see you next week. I think we're going to have Edouard on with his new Shiba Pup collection. Hopefully, we'll see. Like last time, like you and Edouard had the same problem. You had an internet problem. You had a mic problem.
Yeah,
and it just went
This time
so. Hopefully, that'd be really cool because the both of you are some of my favorites. So gotta have you on more regularly. Thank you, everybody. Thanks for coming. I really
thank you, everybody. Look at the cats.
Hit on those alley cats.
Yeah, those are live now.
Yep.
Thanks a lot, Andrew.
Take care, man. Thank you, everybody.